Hello and welcome to the City Show. We're back from a little COVID break and we're back in the studio. Today we'll hear about the Christmas program that will be playing in LaComedia Dinner Theatre when Joe Adkins stops by a little later. With me now is Linda Nienaber, the Executive Director of Main Street Wellness, and Mickey Marquise from the Lebanon Council of Garden Clubs. Welcome back to the couch. You guys have both been here before.
Yes.
Man, the businesses in town, they've been through quite a bit. And we've had festivals that we're able to have this summer and the third Friday.
Yeah.
Overall, in your opinion, how have we done?
Well, the businesses are definitely recovering really well. We have, I have to say, our residents have delivered. They've come and shopped small, which has really helped our businesses a lot. I mean, a lot of them shut down. They put in emergency kind of online shopping and did curbside, during the 4 to 6 weeks that we were closed down. And I mean, they're still struggling. That's a long period of time to not have full business coming in your doors. But
any shutdowns at all? Any closing?
There have been no businesses that have gone out of business. Knock
amazing.
on wood. We are very fortunate.
Yeah. How about new businesses? Any new businesses?
We did, yeah. Actually, during the shutdown, there were 4 new businesses that were prepping their buildings and getting ready to open when everyone could open in May.
Oh, my.
So that was really exciting. I mean, our community, there's people standing in line to get businesses here. So it was an exciting story and an exciting thing to watch happen during, what would have been a pretty sad time in our business.
Now we have November 14th coming up, which means girls' night out. Whoop, whoop, right? Anything special or crazy going on with that?
We are featuring our nonprofits in town because they also have struggled with the all of the COVID requirements and concerns. So we're featuring the nonprofits and all of the small businesses that are downtown. So we're featuring them this time on our tote.
Now we typically have a theme, right? Is there a theme this year?
So it's celebrating nonprofits and small businesses in Lebanon.
And what specials are we going to see in the shops?
Oh my gosh, lots of, this is a big shopping day. It's kind of the official kickoff of the holiday shopping. So, there's everything from a 20% off to free gifts with purchase. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Black Friday got nothing on downtown Lebanon.
That's
Girls'
right.
Night Out, right?
Nothing.
Yeah. Which restaurants and bars are going to be participating?
So, Doc's, Greenhouse Cafe, and Lamppost Cheese will all have specials and, inviting guests that day.
Nice. And I know the tote bag has become a popular item.
It has.
Anything special in the tote bag, and how many bags are you going to have, and how do you get one of these bags?
Yeah, so the bags, we're asking people to register for them. That's something different that we've done. In the past, we always have a crowd of people that are standing and waiting for those bags, and we can't have crowds. So there is a website that they can go to. So there, it's on the screen.
Oh, nice.
tinyurl.com, reserve tote 11-14. They can go on, register for their tote. They can tell us what time of day they're coming. We're going to distribute the totes from Enchanted Village. It's a super business. It's at the corner of Mulberry and Sycamore. There's a lot of folks that don't even realize that this great business is down there. Yeah. There's a ton of parking on that side of downtown. So many people come to town and complain about parking. I don't even think they know. I mean, there's 3 parking lots right adjacent to that intersection. So Enchanted Village will have all the totes. We'll have people there handing them out by the names that have reserved for them. We have about 100 standing by. We could do as many as 150. Wow. So we'll see how many can register. But we'll be pushing it out on Facebook again, too, so that people can register for those totes and get them ahead of time, and we keep them safe that way.
Can you give us a sneak peek in a bag and tell us, besides the admission ticket, what else you got in there?
So all of the store discounts will be listed in an alphabetical list so that they can decide which stores they need to hit first. There'll be a lot of brochures from the nonprofits in town so that people can find out about ways to get involved and volunteer and donate and all of that. Our nonprofits are They contribute to the success and the popularity of our community, and they have suffered just as much as the businesses, and it's really important for us not to forget about them.
Yeah, and we're still coming through some uncertainty, and I think we just have to follow the rules and be optimistic and keep going through. We got some great leadership in our town, and
Yes,
and that's
absolutely,
exciting.
we do.
Hey, later in the month, the holiday season gets started with the annual lighting of the city's Christmas tree on the Friday after Thanksgiving. Then Saturday is Small Business Saturday, which involves our local businesses as well. How do they mark this event in Lebanon?
Well, we will have some promotions on Facebook for that
Okay.
as well, but the stores will have specials. I mean, we are all small, so it's a big day. We appreciate the fact that American Express has kind of tagged this day as Small Business Saturday. Obviously, we're small businesses every day of the year, but it's nice to stand out and have features. There will be some events downtown. There'll be information about that going out. So yeah, it promises to be a good day too.
Is it too early to have a Santa sighting, or is
There may be a
There might
Santa
be. All right.
sighting.
Wow,
Yeah, well,
that's
definitely
exciting.
on the tree lighting there will
yeah.
be Santa. He's going to be outside this year, and again, following health department protocols. And that's another thing. Our health department, the Warren County Health Department, is fabulous to work with. They're between a rock and a hard place with this pandemic, and they're always open to working with anyone. They give us guidelines. They're not unachievable.
Good.
And it's been a really great partnership to be involved with the health department and have them involved in things that are going on in town, which is nice too.
Well, as far as shopping goes, Amazon's big. People are getting things online, and then you got those big shops, and then you have the quaint downtown area. How do we differ with that to draw people in?
So my favorite thing to say is the way that our small businesses excel over Amazon is we greet our customers with a smile and a thank you when you're done shopping. And, just that personal shopping experience, you don't get that from Amazon. You can click all you need and, buy what you want, but you can't touch and feel it. You don't have the salesperson telling you the benefits of their products. And we have a lot of unique items in our stores that Amazon, you would really struggle to search and find them. And so, that's a huge benefit, just seeking out those, special finds for gifts or for family members. And it just puts a smile on your face to be a part. And you're also helping to feed a family.
That's
We
nice.
talk about nonprofits, but all of our businesses are owned by families. And, if their income is impacted, their personal life is impacted. So it's really nice to help in that situation. Get a gift that's perfect for someone that you love, and you're helping a family as well.
I think the experience, I can't see people sitting down 10 years from now and reflecting, remember that time we sat in front of the computer and picked out that perfect gift, as opposed to, man, remember going downtown Lebanon and seeing the Christmas tree and the lights, and man, there's just something magical about our town. So
Absolutely.
It's just so cool. How important is the holiday season to our merchants downtown?
It's huge, especially with the fact that most of them shut down for several weeks this year. So Girls' Night Out is typically a really big sales day for them. Small Business Saturday is a huge sales day for them. And a lot of them hang their hats on their success of a year by these couple of shopping weekends and the holiday shoppers. So it's really important to them.
I think a lot of the people are probably curious, is it safe, and what are they doing as far as what standards and guidelines are they following? Can you let people rest a little bit more on that?
So the guidelines from the health department, in fact, if anything changes with the guidelines, the stores find out about it immediately because I tell them. But everyone has hand sanitizer available. Masks should be worn when you're in tight quarters. All of our stores are small, so you are closer to people than the health department is comfortable with. So we have to consider all of that. There's markings on the floor so that if you're waiting in line to check out, you can be safe from people in front of you. But the masks and the hand sanitizer And, just being aware of who's around you
Yeah.
is, and you are responsible for your own health. So, you do what's most comfortable for you.
Well, it sounds like we're back. Mickey, we haven't forgotten about you. Now you're involved with the holiday decoration contest, which has been a tradition here in Lebanon for a long time.
48
48
years.
years.
Wow,
My goodness.
that's amazing.
Can you explain how the contest has worked in the past?
We just meet together, and there's 2 or 3 ladies in a car, members in a car. We have a few men, I should be careful. But we just go out. We have districts. There are 13 districts in the city, and they go to their district, and they have a list of every street they drive on, and they choose the top 10.
Okay.
In years past, we did first place, second place, third place, but we started doing just the 10 top.
Okay.
And
Did
that's
you
what we've
find
done.
you have a lot of repeat
Oh, yes.
winners, and
Yeah,
does it become
we've-
pretty competitive?
It sure is.
Yeah.
Sometimes used to go to the doors and hand them the ribbons and tell them what they
Okay.
won, and they'd look around and they say, well, who else on the street got something? So there's a lot of competition.
So what do you look for? I mean, is it themes? Is it lighting? Is it who's ever drawing the most power from the sources out there?
We look for a well-balanced display.
Okay.
We don't want multiple themes going on at the same time,
Yeah.
something tasteful. We do have a category, some Griswold special this year with a lot of lights, but even something like Griswold can be done a little tasteful. But we have different categories this year, and we're going back to places, so I'm excited about that.
Now, in spite of the pandemic shutdowns, you've decided to kick up the contest a notch or two?
Well,
by partnering
this
up
is-
with Main Street Lebanon?
Yeah, that wasn't our idea. This is
Yeah.
interesting. Linda was planning on with her group to do this, not knowing that we were doing it.
Okay.
So she found out and approached us, and we were eager to work together.
Oh,
we
nice.
think it's a great community outreach.
So this will probably be the best since we have these two wonderful
I think
female
so.
forces
I
coming
think it's going to be
coming
fun.
together.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry for saying this, but you said something earlier. I just have to ask. So you got 4 women in a car driving around looking at stuff. How many years do you get in traffic accidents? Because that's frightening.
You know, we never
know.
have. We have one very unlucky lady that 2 years in a row, I think she had a flat tire once and a dead
Yeah.
battery once.
Okay.
And she's the only one.
That's funny.
If she's watching, she knows who I'm talking about.
Hey, what do the home and business owners need to do to enter the contest? How do they get available to you?
Linda, do you want to take that?
Yeah, so there's also a web page for them to get all the information about the contest and then register here. Joe is showing it on the screen. So it's tinyurl.com overview guidelines.
Nice.
And that will give them all the information, the categories that we're judging. So we put more parameters around it. And the benefit of doing this and having folks register is that in the past, literally the Garden Club drove around our
Yeah.
entire community and looked for lights.
Okay.
This way we will have destinations because you invited us to
Yeah.
come and look at your
Yeah.
lights. And then we'll give out prizes. And so I think it hopefully, and it's safer for the judges and it's safer for the residents because no one's going to be knocking on their door. And but yet we're still going to do this. I hope that we can get people outside of Lebanon to come and visit our town and see these lights. We'll be putting a map online that'll show people where all the lighted houses are so that they can literally have a, drive around town kind of thing. And, stop at Village Parlor and have a hot chocolate. By the way, theirs is the best. Aaron's hot chocolate
Good to know.
is the best
Yeah.
ever. And obviously we have other, businesses that, have great offerings as well. But, and all the businesses too are part of this decorating
Well, I know
contest, so.
downtown, just the way they tie everything together, it's just so spectacular. My goodness. So who are these judges? And how many do we have? And how do
it'll
we
be
prevent corruption? I mean, we're going through
I
an
guarantee
interesting
no
election right
corruption.
now. Do you have people watching these
We've
people and
always
making
had
sure there's no,
bipartisan
Bribes,
Yes,
judges.
that's right.
fruit
we
pies
always
or-
have people judge opposite districts with their
Okay.
own. We never let someone judge their own. But there's a few opinions, and they toss it around and decide together. And that helps a lot with, not picking a favorite. If someone loves the color pink and someone does something pink, we try to be objective and just, go for the design of it.
And how do you find out
workmanship.
who's won the awards? Is there something online or?
We will. We
Okay.
will post all the winners online. We'll deliver ribbons to them, so it may be hanging on their doorknob or in their mailbox.
Okay.
But yeah, they will definitely be notified. We'll take pictures of their display and then announce them as winners.
That's nice. Now, Mickey, tell me some of the other projects that the Garden Club's involved in.
Our biggest is the garden tour.
Okay.
That's every year. And this year, you know, we did everything differently, but it was interesting because we had to think outside the box. And I think we got some better ideas out of it. I think we'll go forward with some new ideas. We have a garden tour and a plant sale in the spring, and the Christmas lights judging. We have educational meetings every month, and the public's invited.
Yeah.
And then a big one that's open to anyone. You don't have to register or anything. Then that was canceled this year. That was the only thing this year, I think, that was canceled.
Do you do anything at Miller Park as well?
My own garden. We have 2 garden clubs, and
Yeah.
my own garden club has a butterfly garden there, and
Okay.
it's I'd say wildly popular.
Okay.
It's a 5,600 square foot garden. We have host plants for monarchs and all 6 swallowtails. And there's a little over 100 butterflies indigenous to Ohio.
Wow.
And we're planting host plants for all of those.
Well, I mean, Ohio's just such a neat area with the trees and the
diverse,
birds. And
very
I
diverse.
imagine the plants are very diverse as well. As far as members, years ago, you used to have about 200 members, and now you're down a little
We
bit?
had, I think, 7 clubs and over 200 members.
Wow.
And now we have 60 in both clubs, 2 clubs.
Yeah. And you guys do a lot around the city as far as
We do.
beautification.
We try to partner with the city every time
Yeah.
we can, and they're good to us.
Wow.
And we try to be good to
Yeah.
them.
It would seem like that's more of a gal thing, but I'm interested in learning about
I was
getting my
gonna
hands
say,
in the
you should
dirt.
come join our garden club.
Are there many men who are
There-
involved?
In one of the clubs, we have maybe 5 men.
Okay, okay. I saw something that Joe had showed me earlier from somebody who has done a garden in his background and just an oasis. I think his name was Doug.
He's not a garden club member, but he was on our garden tour.
So
he is an amazing gardener.
He's enthusiastic.
Yes,
yeah.
he is.
So, guys, you know, this is a great thing to get involved in. You know, when I was younger and really into fitness, people used to say, "Well, I garden," and I used to think, "Well, that's not exercise."
It's different muscles.
Well, you know
but
what?
It's a workout.
It is exercise. It's a great way to stay in shape, and now they have other devices too, where you can sit on your little stools, and it makes it more
So you never
comfortable.
have to stop. You can always go out in your garden and do something with benches and knee pads. Knee pads are wonderful.
If somebody has a curiosity about the club, how do they get information?
Oh goodness.
We'll have an insert in the tote.
Okay.
Yes,
Good.
yes. We do
Yeah.
have a telephone number at the station. It's
Okay.
932-3430.
Really good.
And we have a couple of websites, but we're not good at checking them right now.
Yeah,
we're delving into the
You need
social
to-
media world.
You need
slowly.
to hire some millennials. I mean, I have a young.
We have a few millennial members. They're awesome.
That is neat. Linda, tell me again, how do you sign up for the Girls' Night Out?
So reserve a tote, tinyurl.com, reserve tote 11-14.
Nice.
And yes, we have 100 totes, and we'll be giving those out from Enchanted Village.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for what you guys do. I know you're not like financially rewarded in any way on this stuff. So the fact that you have the heart to keep all this stuff going, thank you so much. Before we go, is there anything else that we missed?
Yeah, so really exciting. Our community was featured in the Ohio Magazine this month.
Wow.
There's a page all on Lebanon. They interviewed 5 or 6 businesses. And Sean Kimberlin, a local college student who has been interning with Main Street, got credit for all the photography in the article.
Yeah.
So pick this up. It's a November-December issue of Ohio Magazine. You should look at it anyways. It's all cool stuff that's happening in our state
Where
that
do you get
is
that?
amazing.
Where is that?
Newsstands.
Okay.
Yeah. But so that's an exciting thing. And the other thing I'd like to promote is Giving Tuesday is December 2nd. Whoops, I got to go this way. December 1st. Again, all of our nonprofits need help. This is an annual day that you can support nonprofits in our community or anywhere.
Yeah.
And help their causes. So a really important day
That's nice,
in
and
history
that's
as well.
that's December. So before you end the year, so if you're looking for something for a tax benefit,
Yes.
Keep it in town. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
thanks again. First one's on the couch as we broke from the pandemic. So,
Woohoo.
yeah, excited about that. Hey, we'll be back talking with Joe Adkins from LaComedia Dinner Theatre right after this break.
Break your fast food habit at Kelly's Meats and Deli at 1001 West Main Street in Lebanon. Stop in for a quick lunch featuring made-to-order sandwiches, tasty sides, and mouth-watering daily specials. For dinner, Kelly's offers fresh-cut steaks, chops, and seafood, plus a variety of prepared dishes that only need to be reheated. You'll also find a large selection of high-quality wine and beer that can make any meal a special event. Kelly's Meats and Deli, open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, now open for dinner Saturdays 6 to 9 p.m. And remember, we cater too.
When it comes to healthcare, the most common question I get is, are you on our insurance? Well, we're probably not because we don't accept insurance, but our prices are extremely fair and you're going to get great care. So if your plan is to get great care, we are your plan. We offer chiropractic, fitness programs, massage, and clinical nutrition. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, call our office, schedule for a free consultation so we can discuss any question you have and get you well.
Call now to schedule your free initial consultation.
Since 1954, Hardee's Interiors has been providing quality furnishings for homes in and around Lebanon, Ohio. Today, you'll still find quality antique and vintage furniture along with new Made in America furniture of all styles. At Hardee's, you can create a mix of furniture and accessories that truly reflects your personality, all made to last a lifetime. Designers are welcome and so are you. Hardee's Interiors at 208.5 Wright Avenue or online at hardeesinteriors.com.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back. Joe Adkins is here from LaComedia Dinner Theatre and happy to be back, right?
Very happy to be back, yes.
And you got we've had a year to forget, but we have a special Christmas program called A Christmas to Remember. And with what you've been through, my goodness, to be back and happy and bringing joy back to the community. How bad has this COVID experience been for you and your business?
Well, this, ironically, is our 45th anniversary season, and it didn't quite go the way we had hoped our 45th anniversary season was going to be celebrated. March the 15th was our last performance. We were celebrating the King and I at LaComedia, and we shut everything down. And we are reopening the show on Thursday, November the 5th, A Christmas to Remember. So we were closed basically 8 months. And so it was a very sad time here at LaComedia. And we are so thankful that we had the opportunity to reopen. And you know, all of our season ticket holders, all of our loyal guests here in this area that have supported LaComedia for 45 years, they are so happy, as are all of our employees that have been laid off during this time. We are so happy and excited to be able to open back up, because it's been an unprecedented time for the theater and the entire country. So we're so excited to be able to present this show.
Now you get to bring joy back to your old friends.
We do, and LaComedia, November and December is such a tradition at LaComedia to present a Christmas show. So many of our guests come to LaComedia, so many of them just come to LaComedia once a year to celebrate with their family, with their office staff, to celebrate the Christmas time at LaComedia. And it's a tradition at LaComedia for so many people to come and celebrate the Christmas season at LaComedia. And we are so happy that they're getting to do that in 2020.
Now you've had to make some changes?
We've made some changes, and one of the changes is actually the show. Because the show that we were previously going to do was A Christmas Story, the musical, based on Ralphie Parker and his BB gun, his Red Ryder BB gun. So we're not going to do that this year because the cast called for a lot of children to be in the show, and it's a big cast. It's a cast of 20 or more.
Wow.
and was socially distancing on the stage. We decided, along with the Health Department of Warren County, we decided that that wasn't the show to be doing at this particular time. So we're going to do that show a little later, but we actually did that show in 2015, and it was one of the biggest selling shows we've ever done at LaComedia at Christmas time. So that's why we decided to bring it back for the 45th anniversary season. So we're going to do that a little later. So we decided, appropriately for this time in 2020, that we would write a very special show for this year, and it's called A Christmas to Remember. And it's a show that basically, with everything going on this year, Santa is getting a lot of letters from children. Is Christmas going to be the same this year? Because there's all these uncertainties going around. He's getting a few letters from the kids, and Santa himself's maybe just a little depressed because he's getting these letters and a lot of disappointed little kids. But he wants to assure all the kids that, yes, Christmas is going to be just fine. And so the elves decide they're going to have to cheer up Santa just a little. So they decide to put this show on for Santa. Thus, all of these wonderful musical numbers come to life in a show that Edgar the elf, the head elf, puts on for Santa. So they put on a show with all these musical numbers that come to life on our stage. We need a little Christmas. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Run, Rudolph, Run, or just some of those musical numbers. But one of the things we always celebrate at LaComedia is the true meaning of Christmas with our Christmas story. And that's, we have a beautiful nativity that's part of the show. And of course, the singing of O Holy Night, which is a LaComedia tradition. It's been a LaComedia tradition in our Christmas shows for over the last 25 years. The traditional singing of O Holy Night, that's part of our show. It's about a 20-minute nativity that's part of the Christmas show.
Do you get the audience kind of singing along with
so they'll sing in some of those traditional holiday favorites. I'm sure they'll be singing along with us in their own head. They'll be singing along with the show. But we'll end the show with this traditional singing of O Holy Night.
Now your family owns the whole operation there, and you've served in a lot of different capacities. Did you help with this rewrite? Because you knew a lot about.
No, I'm not a writer. Okay. I didn't help with the rewrite of the show. The concept actually came.
I imagine you've probably helped in every capacity.
I've done a lot of things at the theater. My sister kind of came up with the original concept of the show. We did internally write the show, and it's come to life on our stage. And we've hired 9 wonderful performers to do the show. And it's just a real treat. I've been watching the rehearsals this week, and I think your audience is definitely going to really enjoy it.
Did you have to jump through some special hoops to make all this happen coming into this through the COVID? Was there uncertainty, or when did you even know? All right. Well, you got the green light.
We got the green light, when the governor's office in the state gave the okay that we could perform the show. We made contact with the local health department of Warren County. They came out, toured the facility. We gave them our plan. They gave us the go-ahead and said everything looks wonderful. And then we put the finishing touches on everything and got ready to go.
Now, usually you get performers from New York, all over the place, coming here and practicing their craft. Were you able to get any people from outside, or did you call in from some of your old people who have performed before?
We do. Traditionally, for every show, we go to New York City, you audition for New York, and we also use some wonderful talent locally as well for all of our performances. For this particular performance, we just used local talent, used the wonderful local talent that we have. So we didn't go to New York because obviously the talent pool from New York right now, with Broadway being down and all the other performances being down in the city, we just used the local talent for this show.
Any performers someone in our audience might recognize? Have they gone there before?
I know Carrie Lee Sutherland. She's somewhat local here in the Lebanon area. Chris Kramer, who's going to be singing O Holy Night. That's 2 of the performers that I know have been on the city show here before, so they may recognize those names.
Any special accommodations that you have to make for the performers as they go through this with the COVID?
Socially distancing, so on the stage they'll be socially distancing. You won't see any hugging, kissing, that type of stuff on the stage. And of course all the precautions are taken backstage as well for the performances as well.
Typically, how big is the audience, and what do you size down to now?
We have taken out every other table. Typically we have 100 and I think 32 tables, so we've taken out the tables. Now, we've not physically taken the tables out. We decided to leave the tables in and just take the seats out because the tables actually serve as a barrier between the tables themselves. So we decided to leave the tables in, and they serve as a barrier between the tables themselves. So we decided to actually keep the tables there, and they'll serve as a barrier themselves between the tables.
What's the run for this show? When's it start?
It
How
starts
many shows do you have?
November the 5th, and it runs through December the 30th.
Okay.
And we have matinees and evening performances Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay.
So when we get to December, there's actually 10 shows per week.
Yeah. Are you starting to get calls and reservations?
We are, and the reservations are actually just taken by telephone.
Okay.
And our phone number, I'm sure you were going to ask
Yes,
that next.
I was.
And it's real easy to give us a call. That's 1-800-677-9505.
That's great.
And you can get more information by calling LaComedia, or rather looking us up online at LaComedia.com. However, for this show, you cannot place your reservations online.
Yeah.
That's due to the socially distancing, and because the computer system will not let you place the reservations due to socially distancing.
What happens after the first of this year as far as, do you have your year planned? Because usually you guys are planned out and have everything set.
We do, and one of the reasons that we decided to do a Christmas show is we wanted to tell everybody that we are here. LaComedia is not going anywhere. We are going to be around for 2021.
Wow.
And we are announcing,
Yeah.
as you just asked, we are announcing our 2021 season here on November the 5th. And we're having a 6-show season.
Wow.
And our 6-show season goes on sale to our current subscribers on November the 16th to our current subscribers. And individual tickets, new reservations to season subscribers, and also group reservations go on sale November the 30th.
Yeah.
Now, we start out with a favorite returning to our stage. It's the Church Basement Ladies. That will open.
It sounds amazing.
It's a very fun show.
The Church Basement Ladies.
The Church Basement Ladies. It opens on March the 25th. It plays for 4 weeks. And then the Rodgers and Hammerstein Classic, one of the most beloved musicals of all time, The Sound of Music.
Nice.
Will return to our stage in the spring of 2021.
Okay.
And then next summer, the Disney animated classic Disney's The Little Mermaid returns to our stage. Now, this is a show that we had set for the summer of 2020.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, to everyone's disappointment, it's a show that we could not produce this last summer. So fortunately, we are able to bring it back to our stage.
Wow.
And following Disney's The Little Mermaid, we have a recent Broadway Tony Award-winning musical, a show that we're very excited to produce on our stage. We have coming I'll tell you a little about that in a little bit. That we're very excited.
Okay.
A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder.
Oh, okay. That's
Now,
different.
Are you familiar with that show?
No, I'm not.
So it won some Tony Award-winning shows, and one of the lead actors in that show, he plays 8 different roles.
Oh my goodness.
And basically, he tries to kill off a few people so he can get his succession to the money.
Okay.
So, and then following that, we have Footloose returning to our stage.
Okay.
It's based on the 1984 hit movie, and that's a show that we also had scheduled for earlier this year that unfortunately we did not get to produce due to the virus. And then to cap off the 2021 season, we have Ralph V. Parker returning to our stage in A Christmas Story, the musical.
Okay.
And again, that was the original Christmas show we were going to do this year.
Wow.
So I'm sure everyone will be excited to see that show.
You know, this has been just a kick in the head year, and I'm not sensing any frustration with you at all. The show must go on, and this is not going to be a financially banner year from you or for you, but you're locked and loaded, and you're going to provide the same love and entertainment and refuge for people now more than ever. So if you've never been to LaComedia, man, get down there. It is amazing. It's a great experience. It's safe. The food's great. And thanks for what you do and what your family has provided for so long, because that's got to be a lot of work.
Well, we're not just a theater, we're a restaurant also, and so it's double. We've been serving our buffet, and one of the
Yeah.
changes that you said that we have changed is the serving of the buffet. And so now, of course, we'll be serving our signature salad at the table. That's not changed, and our papaya chutney dressing is still there. And on the buffet, our sweet potato souffle is still there with our deep fried fish. And now, when our guests go through the buffet now, they will be served a plated meal as they go through the buffet. So you'll go on the front side of the buffet. The LaComedia employees will be on the back side. So you'll go through and you'll say, I'd like 2 scoops of that sweet potato souffle, or I'd like 3 pieces or 2 fish pieces of your beer battered fish. And as they go through the buffet for this Christmas show, we'll have our traditional holiday buffet that we'll be serving with turkey and stuffing, mashed potatoes and turkey gravy, and country-style green beans, corn. That's our traditional buffet.
Now, another change that you said, this year, there's no intermission. It's 90 minutes straight through.
For this Christmas show, there is no intermission. It's going to be a 90-minute musical type review that we've written, so no intermission.
Probably more COVID safe too, so people aren't intermingling.
More COVID safe.
They're thinking about your safety, and hopefully those things will be lifted. But if they're not, Joe's going to be on it. He's going to be making sure things are safe. How do we get tickets again for this great show?
Real easy. Just give us a call, 1-800-677-9505. For more information, you can visit LaComedia.com.
Thanks, Joe. Is there anything else we need to know?
No. We appreciate all the support this community has given us for the last 45 years, and we'd love for you to come back and support us again this Christmas season or in 2021.
Yeah, thanks for coming and sharing that stuff with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we'll be back right after this break with more. Stay tuned.
Bob Pulte Chevrolet always gives you the best. Best price, guaranteed. Best trade-in value. Best selection. Best financing on all new and pre-owned vehicles. See for yourself at bobpulte.com. And you'll love the Pulte price.
You told me not to talk to strangers. You told me not to cross the street without looking both ways.
You told me not to touch the stove.
You told me not to do drugs.
You told me not to drink and drive.
You gave me so many messages about how to stay safe. Why didn't you keep me safe by properly storing your gun?
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Bob Pulte Chevrolet always gives you the best. Best price, guaranteed. Best trade-in value. Best selection. Best financing on all new and pre-owned vehicles. See for yourself at bobpulte.com. And you'll love the Pulte price.
Well, that's our show for this week. In case you haven't heard, the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce has announced that the famous horse-drawn carriage Christmas event has been canceled, as has Christmas in Warren County, a community concert, and Christmas at Glendower. But there are still plenty of exciting things happening in Lebanon, like this. On Friday, the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce hosted a groundbreaking ceremony for the 511 North Broadway project. This mixed-use development will bring modern luxury rental housing and new restaurant space to the city. We're going to leave you now with a look at that ceremony. Thanks for watching.
On behalf of the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce, I would like to thank you all for attending today's groundbreaking ceremonies, an important milestone on our journey to the new 511 North Broadway mixed-use development. When we reach the end of this journey, estimating the summer of 2022, this area will be the site of a new commercial space for restaurants, townhomes, and apartments, all within walking distance of our historic downtown Lebanon. Getting to this point has been a real team effort, and it is appropriate that we recognize the many individuals and groups who have contributed to this project. So I want to be sure to recognize these individuals and groups who have made this possible. Our mayor, Amy Brewer, and our city council members, if you will wave so everybody can see you. The Warren County Port Authority, the Lebanon City School District, the Lebanon City School Board, CMC Properties, Jim Cohen, David Wolf, and Bob Platt, SiteWorks, Matt Smith, somewhere. And we are honored to have Senator Wilson here to celebrate with us too. As you can see, many people have contributed to this important project. Please join me in a round of applause for all these people and groups. And next to the podium, would you please help me welcome our mayor, Amy Brewer.
Thank you so much. Jim Cohen, I am so excited to be here today in our city. What a great development. There's been, a lot of challenges, and through everything that has been going on, you chose Lebanon to be your home, and again, a fabulous development for our city. Oh, we have Catch Fire Pizza here. My gosh, so exciting for all of that. This is, if you take a look at this corridor of our city, something that really needed to be developed, needed to be a true landmark for our city. And Jim Cohen, you had the vision, you had the economics, you had all of that to make it come true. And with all the help of everyone, we're excited to finally be breaking ground. So thank you all. It's been a collaborative effort. Excited to be a part of this. So congratulations. Excited to take that shovel, dig in, and let's get started. Thank you very much. So I'd like to bring up Jim Cohen.
Thank you, Amy. Anybody have sanitizer? Sorry, Amy. Sorry, Amy. Little COVID joke. Angie, thank you and the Chamber for your help with all the little details for today. Pete Montgomery and Kelly Gherkin, thank you so much for the circles, for keeping us safe and separated. As we stand here today, it is hard to believe that somebody could be so audacious to think they could improve Lebanon's almost perfect downtown. But thankfully, this is a city of visionaries. And while Lebanon may be known for being historic and perhaps a bit conservative, I found your government to be refreshingly progressive, open-minded, cooperative, and enterprising. While I once worried about conflicts between progress and the way we've always done it, your city council, your school board, your port authority, and throughout the ranks of this city's leadership, I found encouragement, support, and a can-do attitude. Everyone was on board and supportive of this project, beginning with your incomparable leader, Amy Brewer. She is one in a million, and I hope, Amy, that you will serve as mayor for the next 30 years as well. Your city is an absolute pleasure to do business with. Your city staff, led by Scott Brunka, is responsive and helpful, creative, and cooperative. This project is a shining example of public-private partnership done right. Allow me to share a few examples. When I first came to Lebanon and looked at this site, I concluded that it was just a bit too far from downtown. I explained to Scott and his staff that in order for this site to work, we'd need to move it closer to downtown, not physically, but perceptually. We needed to make it feel closer. I propose the way to do that is to continue the brick paver streetscape out to this site and to build a park with a band shell in front of the middle school, to narrow Broadway Street and add a tree-lined median strip down the center, because you can't have a true pedestrian-friendly experience with a 4-lane thoroughfare dissecting your downtown. And that is when I learned why Broadway is 4 lanes to begin with, so the stagecoach could turn around after dropping off their guests the Golden Lamb. I am not kidding. Broadway Street has been this wide for over 200 years, and there is no Department of Transportation reason why. When I pointed out my concerns to the city, they agreed to extend the streetscape and to build the park. They agreed to calm the traffic on Broadway and to add on-street parking. They even agreed to connect the bike path to our site. Thank you, Scott and Dana and Jason and Greg. Thanks to every member of City Council and to all the other remarkable stakeholders involved. And just a reminder, we are not giving up on the idea of bringing a vintage band shell to the magnificent grounds of the Berry School. So we can sponsor neighborhood concerts, so LCMB can sponsor neighborhood concerts, an outdoor theater, a 4th of July celebration, and have our very own community green. And we are not giving up on the idea of installing a beautiful tree-lined boulevard down the center of Broadway either. Because as great as downtown Lebanon as great a downtown as Lebanon has, together we're going to make it better. And to bring up the greatest catch of all, Catch-A-Fire Pizza. Nothing is going to bring more action to 511 North Broadway than the best wood-fire pizza in all of Cincinnati. Catch-A-Fire was born in the parking lot of Mad Tree Brewery, and its owner and founder was born right here in Lebanon. Jeff Ledford and his wife and partner Melissa created a cult sensation among the beer-drinking millennial crowd in Oakley, and now they want to bring their passion and perfect pizza to their friends and family and neighbors in Lebanon. Their restaurant will be more than 8,000 square feet, have a gigantic outdoor patio, and feature Mad Tree tapped selections not available anywhere but at Mad Tree Brewery itself. Good luck to you guys, and let's have some fun in Lebanon. Now, nobody could argue that this is an odd time to be breaking ground. We're wearing masks, we're distancing, the economy is unsettling. So I'd like to recognize the 2 most optimistic people in the crowd, and they are my business partners, David Wolf and Bob Blatt. Both gentlemen well into their 80s, yet boldly building a multi-million-dollar project in the midst of a global pandemic. Thank you both for your faith in this project and for your faith in me. And while we're thanking, nobody is more deserving of a thank you than my wife Allie and my daughters Violet and Hazel, who patiently put up with my stress and my less than ideal working conditions from home and from the car and from wherever else we may be quarantining together. But you are the love of my life and the true motivation for all that I do. And then there are our bankers, Lebanon Community National Bank. Kim Lair, John Rost, Tim Sheridan, Eric Malstrup, you have been wonderful partners for many years on many projects, and finally one in your own backyard. Which brings me full circle to our honored guest today, Senator Steve Wilson. I first met Steve when he was just a bank president. I told John Rost we were working on a project in Lebanon, and John offered, I know somebody who has some connections in town. Steve proceeded to introduce me to everybody in town. At chamber breakfasts, downtown committee meetings, I met every VIP around. His wife Jill and Allie and I became fast friends, And when I asked Steve if he could join us for this groundbreaking, and I don't need to tell anyone that we're just a few days before a fairly significant election, Steve said I'd love to. That is the kind of person and politician and friend that Steve Wilson is. And so it is with great pride and pleasure that I would like to introduce my friend and our state senator, the Honorable Steve Wilson, for a few words and remarks. Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
Well, good morning. Sun burst out. It's a bright day for Lebanon, Ohio, isn't it? It's just going to be a wonderful addition to a wonderful, fantastic city. And I am old enough to give you a little history. So in my other life as a banker for 45 years, I met Jim when he had a concept, a dream, an idea to do a project like this in Milford, Ohio. We listened, we went with him, we backed it, and Jim built a project that brought Milford to life, brought downtown Milford to life because it brought more people downtown. It brought businesses downtown. And then he replicated that in Loveland. And I saw Loveland come to life, downtown Loveland. And then he did it in Hamilton. And I saw Hamilton come to life. And I said, we want that in Lebanon. So I said, Jim, you got to come up here. And so Jim came up and we walked and we walked and we looked at potential sites. And we had about 5 sites that we thought, well, this might work and that might work. So then I introduced him to people and to the city, and the city started working with him, and here we are today. You're going to absolutely love what this does to our fine city. You're going to love anything that brings more people downtown, that brings residents downtown. This concept of having residents over retail is absolutely an outstanding concept. He knows how to do it. He's got the partners to back him to do it. We've got a great bank that'll back him to do it. And so we're going to get it done. Jim, thank you. Thank you so much for what you do for communities. And it's so good to see everybody here this morning. And I'll turn this back over to Angie.
Thank you, Senator Wilson. We are grateful for the lifelong presence that you've had in our community, and we appreciate your continued support. So it's now time for the big groundbreaking ceremony that, like we've all mentioned, has been long time waiting. Again, Jim, thank you for your vision and for bringing this to our downtown area. 1,
Not too high.
2, 3.
Nice.
Woo!